Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed, baby. Now, hey, Terence Bud Crawford is #1 pound for pound by far. Stopping Kell Brook in round 4 with a straight right hand, right? Look like a jab, but you know when you're switching up, that jab can be very hard. Pound for pound #1 by far. Terence Crawford is also an all-time great. Now, I haven't watched any of the interviews and things like that, but I don't really care. We're talking about Terence Crawford before the fight. We're talking about Kell Brook before the fight. Kell Brook was a formidable opponent, period. The Kell Brook bashing will begin, right, like we always do after fights, but we talked about it extra. It's not happening here. To take care of this guy in 4 rounds was ridiculous. Kell Brook was the bigger guy, not even close. We were always talking about the skinny legs. Hey, maybe some people better start getting skinny legs if you want to be a boxer, right? Because between Terence Crawford and Deontay Wilder, that's two pretty good skinny leg guys, right? Because Crawford got them legs, you know, not as big as Pacquiao them cats, but Kell Brook has some legs, right? All of that didn't matter. Kell Brook looked good. You know, he could have been up 2 rounds to 1 at the stoppage. But like we say about these greats, they're downloading the data, and then they're going to handle their business. To be able to switch up to southpaw and stop this man like that was incredible. It's nothing much. This is an all-time great we're watching, but because of the way he looks, we won't be saying that. This is. Enjoy it while you can, right? Enjoy it while you can. His power is absolutely surprising. Right, what he's able to do with these bigger guys. This is about the, you know, it's a couple of bigger guys at 147. We can't forget that Crawford is moving up in weight. He's not the big 147 guy. Now, he's took care of Jeff Horn, and people say, oh, he hasn't fought nobody. But Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao. Definitely beat Manny Pacquiao and was undefeated when this guy came up and beat the hell out of him. Now he's beat the hell out of Kell Brook as well. Bigger guys, right? We were talking about Terence Crawford's chin. What his chin gonna look like? Well, you got to talk about Kell Brooks now, right? Right? Because you're going to get hit a few times, but if you stay in the fight, then I guess that's, you know, what's up with your chin, right? Remember that. Remember that. So this guy here, you know, is just awesome. There's nothing really to say. Pound for pound, we're not going to even talk about no more. The Canelos of the world who won't fight nobody. Lomachenko of the world, sorry, you know, but he's not. You know, there's 2 losses already in 15 fights. Inui, who the next one they want to crown is somebody. Rigondeaux is right there. Prove what you can do against 40-year-old Rigondeaux, and then we might see what's happening, right? Canelo again won't fight anybody at all, right? That's formidable. So they're out of the question. It's distance between #1 pound for pound and anyone else right now. And as far as, hey, he can't get those fights from the guys that are fighting from the PBC. Those guys have been there for a while. They've been welterweights, except for Danny Garcia. He moved up, but most of them been welterweights. No one's resume is better than Terence Crawford's, right? In terms of, because Terence Crawford has won and put distance between him and his opponents. Errol Spence has Sean Porter on his resume, but we know how that fight looked, right? After that, you're hard pressed, because then you got to start his second biggest win. It's not going to be Lamont Peterson, right? Which it could be, but I would probably say Mikey Garcia. But we've got to remember, Mikey Garcia, as awesome as he was, or is, moved up 2 weight divisions. Now he's going to stay at 147. Mikey Garcia can beat the lesser guys at 147. But I don't think Mikey Garcia is going to beat a Terence Crawford or an Errol Spence. We know that. Even if they fought again, he's not going to beat Errol Spence. He might be in some of those fights. I think him and Pacquiao will be a good fight. But that's another thing, speaking of Pacquiao. Pacquiao is a legend, and he's been fighting. He'll fight anybody. But he won't fight Terence Crawford, and there's a reason why. And though he gets points because of that. And speaking of that, if they're both at top rank, both for Bob Arum, you know, like Terence Crawford has to leave Bob Arum. Really? As far as the fight goes, not really, because he fought Diaz, who's at the PBC. He fought Molina, who's at the PBC. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder seem to be getting the fights, right, if Tyson Fury wouldn't run, but it was still working. Right, the people will work together. It's the bottom line is that welterweights ain't in a rush to get this. That's what's really going on. But we blame the guy who, you know, or like we always do with Negro League fighters. We blame the guy who's awesome, well, that he's not getting fights because people are not in a rush to do that. Now, as far as Bob Arum go, when it comes to Terence Bud Crawford, I'd have left him a long time ago. Me, I would have had a major problem with him calling Lomachenko better than me. Major. That would have been a game changer. That's me personally. Because, you know, when you woke, you're forbidden to say that Lomachenko is in front of me in a pound for pound. or he's better than me. Because you got us both and you ain't forcing him to fight me because it's suicide to fight me. If I hear you say Lomachenko's better than me one more time, I'm out of here. That would have been me personally. But seeing as though he gets over that and it's okay, then okay, he ain't got to leave Bob Arum because he can fight guys from PBC from where he's at. If the world should be wanting him to. Hey, y'all make the damn fight because Terence Crawford is an all-time great, #1 pound for pound, and any welterweight would want to have that on their ledger. Period. You would want to have it. You're supposed to be going to get him more. Terence Crawford ain't got to show nothing and prove nothing. He's there. Go get him. That's the guy. You get a big day, a big payday, a big boost in who you are and your legacy for fighting this guy. Let's stop trying to talk around it. Pound for pound #1, no doubt about it. That is Terence Crawford. So somebody got to step to him. This is the baddest dude out there right now, period, and he proved it again. Let's see what happens going forward. We'll talk about it again. I haven't seen any post-fight, nothing. I try to just watch the fight and then get in here, and that's it. We'll talk again about it because, hey, why wouldn't we talk about the #1 pound for pound guy in the world right now by far? Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And we up out of here, y'all. Peace.